With this sound, I'd like to welcome you to my outdoor SIGBiker studio. Today we're talking about Sigma ROX 11.0. This is the highest, the top model of Sigma's bike computers. And it's been now 2 months and 5 days of testing. I've been taking this one with me for my trainings. I've been using this one on the indoor trainer as well and on my races. So I think I've gathered enough info for all those who are interested in buying bike computer, like all having bike computer, mostly focused on the training. First off, I'm going to tell you what Sigma ROX 11.0 is not. It is not a bike navigation. So you cannot just put some address and follow the info on the screen, just like the Garmin Edge 520, the king in training, in bike computer training. This one can navigate us through the tracks which are stored in the computer, but will not be able to guide us to some address that we would put on it. So this is a bike computer GPS, but not bike navigation. Here is how we do it. Load track. Now we have a stored track, and then start track. Then we choose the profile and push start, and that's it. Now Sigma will navigate us through the track, will show us when we leave the track, and this also works pretty well. It's pretty easy to navigate through the tracks. Let's see what comes in the whole bundle package. This device with the heart rate sensor and cadence and speed sensor should be about $80 cheaper than Garmin Edge 520. Let's see whether it's a strong competitor for that one. We're not going to spend too much time unpacking this little thing, but this is the box. You can see main features always on the box. So we have the ANT Plus, we have Bluetooth Smart, Strava Live segment if you are the premium member, and then this is the GPS device, so it will navigate you through the tracks. Compatible with power meters. I'm using Favero Axioma pedals, working perfectly. Of course, Di2, ETAP, and different training platforms. That's it. This is, for example, how it looks like when you are getting through the live segment, Strava segment. So this is the live segment feature. And then this is the bundle version, so all the sensors are included. Let's see how they look like. It's a box in the box, and in the box, of course, there would be the computer right here, which has already been removed. There is another box in which we can find the manual. I don't remember exactly what was where, but you also get the cable, USB cable, and in the other box all the sensors and the bracket. That's it. This is the strap for your heart rate sensor. This is the heart rate sensor, really thin. This is a great advantage of this thing, thin heart rate sensor. And then this is the cadence and speed sensor. It's called Duo, so it will transmit the data through either ANT Plus or Bluetooth. Same with the heart rate sensor. So it is also the Duo. So R1 is the heart rate, I believe, and R2 is for the cadence and speed. And finally, the bracket. The bracket has been redesigned. It is smaller now. Its profile is pretty low. It's been reduced by 20% comparing to the previous version, which is great. Just comparing this one to my Mio navigation bracket, you can see the difference. So this is not that bulky on your handlebars. It looks much better. But I'm using yet another one from Sigma, the Aero one, which is pretty smart. You're gonna see that in a second. It's time to look at the features of our Sigma 11.0. First off, at the back we have really nicely done cover of the USB port, which is watertight and it holds well. We are gonna be using the USB port for data transfer between the computer and this little device, and also for charging. Then we have 4 buttons. These are this is like a rubber here on the side, and they make some nice click. I'm gonna click just next to the mic. So this is how it looks like. This is our power button. Press and hold for maybe 1 or 2 seconds, and this is how we switch it on. After switching on, the device will go straight into the training mode. We have these 4 buttons. This is the enter button, this is the exit button, and then this is the scroll up and scroll down button. Easy. In the training, first off, we need to choose the profile. So road bike, in my case, race, MTB, race, because maybe you're gonna have different screen settings for the race and the training. These are my race screens. And then the other, it's called other as the default, but you can call it whatever. And here I have the settings for my turbo trainer setup, so no GPS there. So road bike race, it's gonna search for the GPS first, and then you can just start your training by pushing this button. And then each time you push it while it's going, you're gonna get through the lap. So lap number 1, lap number 2, lap number 3, and so on. Here you can scroll the screen, and here we're gonna stop the training, and then by continuously pushing it, we're gonna go into menu, finish training, and in order to save it, you push this one here, training saved. So this is how it looks like. The next one is load track. You can load a driven track. So let's say I was making some 17 kilometers some time ago. I can load the track. So start the track, and it's gonna, you need to use the certain profile, choose the profile. And then you can navigate through the track you've already made. You can also do this track reverse. So this is the other option, reverse. Then you can just look at the track. It's not super easy to look at the tracks on such a screen, but this is not a navigation. It will be similar on the Garmin Edge 520, and then you can see the altitude profile. Okay, so these were some nice climbs. This is it. And then you can also cancel tracks. And so, of course, you can store tracks. You can transfer the tracks from the computer when you find those on the internet and use those. The next one is Strava. Here we can enable or disable Strava Live segments. In order to use Strava Live segments on your computer, you need to have the premium Strava account. Next one is the workout. You can set some individual workouts using Sigma Data Center. I have none so far on my computer. And then the memory, it should be called like history, not just the memory, because you're not checking how much memory you have. You're checking your activities, right? So what's the history of your training? Then some total values and personal best. So the longest time, the longest distance, most ascent, most calories, and so this is how it looks like. And finally, syncing data. You can sync data through the Bluetooth with your smartphone, so smart device, and then the settings. Basic settings on the device, like the screen, automatic off, backlight time, brightness, and so. Then you can go to the altitude and reset your altitude. Then connecting sensors, different sensors, speed, cadence, cadence and speed combo, which you get in the bundle version. Then power meter. I use my Favero Axioma, heart rate, shift, and Shimano Di2. That's it. Then connecting smartphone and your sport profiles. These are the 3. So each profile can have different settings, different screens, and this is very convenient. Track setting, that's off track alarm, waypoint alarm, track direction. This is it. And then the user, so the info about us. This is not mine. and then the update, resetting factory settings, and so. This is it. Now let's connect the device to our PC. You need to download the Sigma data sender. After opening it, when your Sigma device is connected through the USB, it will switch into the sync mode. And I must tell you, I don't like the software too much. It's not intuitive. It doesn't look very modern. That's not maybe that important, but it's not very intuitive. First off, you see all the activities which haven't been downloaded from the Sigma computer to my PC. Here we can connect with Strava account, which we're going to do in a second. And here we can see my activities. Let's just click some activity. This is how you can analyze those. So this is the dashboard. This is how it looks like. I'm just gonna show you some important places. This is the calendar. You can see your activities. Strange thing, really weird. I was thinking, where are my activities? You need to scroll up in order to see your activities. But this is how it is. Maybe because it's okay, because it's April now, so it doesn't show me this. It starts with the month we have now. Okay, now I understand it. Then the activities you can download from the Sigma to your computer. Some stats like in the graphs, calories, kilometers, and so. This is important. Tracks. My tracks. These are the tracks I have downloaded from the internet to my computer. Let's say this is some ultra marathon. And then it was sent to my computer, to my Sigma bike computer. You can see it here. If it wasn't sent, this button would be here, and I could send this track to the Sigma, so that Sigma will follow, not follow, will show me the track. I will follow the Sigma. It will guide me through the track. You can see also on the device. I can see this device. This track is on the device. So that's important. And then you click your unit, your device, some device totals, device settings, some just basic settings. This is important. Workout. Here is how you create workout. You need to click menu and then create new and then name it like XC, for example. And here you can add phase, you can delete different phases, and the length and the intensity. And then the computer will show you all the phases while you train. So that's the workout. And then the sport profile, that's perhaps the most important thing. Road bike race, MTB race, this is how I called those. And here's some main settings of your computer, so general and some alerts, but then the pages. And that's what you will see on your screen while training. Page 1, page 2 through 6. You can click here and change the data. For example, for me, training time, training in lab, and 3 seconds average power is the most important. I want to see on my screen. And here you change the template. If you want to have more info, this is how it's gonna be. The fonts on the Sigma ROX are pretty thin, and I would not like to have too many info. This would be too much. I wouldn't see anything. So that's what I prefer, 3 or even 2. That's my tip. So this was the Sigma data center. Now we're gonna connect it to the smartphone. Let's do it. This is the Sigma, and this is the Sigma Link app on my smartphone. As you see, we start from the settings screen. Let's just tap next. Then the question about which device do we use, bike computer wired, no, bike computer GPS or wireless. That would be wireless, but GPS, so this one here. Great, it's connected. We can now use the app. Here is me. After switching on the notifications from Sigma Link, we will be able to see all the notifications on our Sigma ROX computer, waiting for app. And now we can go back and log into Sigma Cloud. I'm gonna skip this step. Then our social media or fitness social media platforms to connect. And now we can see the app activated. It looks much better than the one on the PC. You have similar features like activities, statistics, tracks. My tracks, I don't see any tracks here. Here you can import tracks from your Sigma device. There you go. So it works. And if you're interested in the notifications, we can set those here. And finally, how does the Sigma work while training or doing some rides? It is pretty quick in finding the GPS signal. So let's just go for the MTB race profile. It already did. So this is really quick. Connecting to your heart rate strap, heart rate sensor or power meter, super easy, very simple, very quick, no problems with that. I do like the lap button. All the really good training device should have the lap button, but also it has the lap time in lap feature. So this is one of the info I have on my main screen, because if you're doing intervals, and all the cyclists who are training do intervals, you want to see how many seconds you are already into the interval. So let's say you want to make 1 minute interval, 30 seconds recovery, 1 minute, 30 seconds. After 1 minute, you just push the button. You see the stats of the last interval or the lap, and then the screen will go back to its the general info, and then you can see how much time you are now in the recovery or the training. This is very important. Otherwise, the screen is good. You can see info from different angles, but as I told you, try to tell me what time is it now. It's right there. It's super small. It's 26 past 8. So this is maybe not the important info. We need this info, but when you put like a lot of info, this could be difficult to read, especially on the mountain bike while riding. So that might be a small issue with that. Otherwise, no problems with Sigma. Then we stop the training and we save the training. This is the aero mount I'm using. You don't get it with the Sigma, you need to buy it separately, but it's worth it. I like how it looks like. It is aero as well. And here at the bottom, it has it's prepared for the GoPro mount, and the GoPro mount also comes with this Sigma mount. I do like it. It looks cool. For the very thin handlebars, you're gonna need to put a lot of spacers. So what's my verdict on Sigma ROX 11.0 GPS bike computer? This is a very good device. Sigma tell us that we can use it up to 13 hours on the battery. The battery life is really good. I would say I will be able to go close to 13 hours. Just remember, if you connect, as I do, power meter and heart rate sensor, the time will go down. I don't use cadence and speed. I just use the GPS speed is enough for me, and it's pretty accurate, so that's good. 61 grams, pretty good design. I do like the look of Sigma ROX 11.0, that's good. The buttons here, kind of a rubber, with a kind of a rubber cover, give us a good feel. But one thing I don't like so much about this device is that these are opposite to each other. So if you want to push the lap button during the race, you need to push also on the opposite side with the other finger. You could stop the race. Still, there is a lot of space on this computer, so these two buttons could be moved. As you know, on the Garmin Edge, you have two buttons here at the bottom, and these are easy to push. So I think Garmin Edge 520 is better there. Otherwise, I do like the computer. It has all the features you need. As for the connecting, power meters, heart rate sensors, easy, quick, no problems with that. And also the screen, maybe especially all those who don't have very good sight vision, you should try going to training mode and see whether this is enough for you. I think also Garmin Edge is a bit more clear. Those fonts are larger, and that's something to consider. 80 bucks in the pocket, that's a lot of money. As for a bike computer, which one would I choose? I would still go for Garmin Edge 520. But if money is very important for you, you have all the features you need for serious training, and these just work well. So that's my verdict. Thanks for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the race.